Welcome back to our vintage playthrough, episode 18. Just down here getting some more pig feed. Spent about, I did another 3 lots, so it was $6,000. This should get us through, I hope, to our corn harvest. They might actually go through that pretty quickly, but we're going to use our corn off our field, and then we will take and buy a pallet of potatoes, and then we'll be able to feed them that way. We'll see how that goes. I mean, we got the room to do it in our silo. You should definitely try it. Pigs are probably the most costly out of all of our animals, for sure. Strapped in here. Alright, let's head on back. In today's episode, we're going to, well, we're going to feed the pigs right away. And then we're going to actually have to sell a lot. There's about 5 that are ready to sell. The top price is about 24 months, and we are at 25. And then I believe there's another batch at 22. And then it's like a couple more months, and then we'll be able to do those. Don't know if we'll be able to get to that second lot in the episode here. But we'll see how it goes. We got, like I said, next month our wheat is going to be ready to harvest. And I think we might go ahead and make some straw bales out of that. We don't necessarily have to sell the straw, but we'll just keep stacking it into the, the lower area there where we had them before. And just keep accumulating, and then we can sell them whenever, I guess. Kind of gives a nice little look to the farm anyway, having some straw there. Yeah, right where our skid steer is there. We'll just keep stacking them. I can't imagine we'll get a whole lot off that field. But it's like, might as well take advantage of it. Okay. They are hungry. Yeah, those are nice, big, and plump. We gotta get those sold. They run through the food really quick. Be our first time selling the pigs in this series. There we go. Bam. Took it all. And we are at... Yeah. Very nice. They're probably going to need some water too, but we're also going to have to probably get our chickens at some point. So we'll keep an eye. I kind of want to see if those alerts go off on our task list as well. I did have a one-off to sell pigs, so we're going to take care of that. It still says it right here, but I think it just takes a second to refresh. We'll check it here again in a second while we get our wagon hooked up for our livestock trailer. Let's see, what are we taking down there? I think we're going to take the Volvo, right? It seems more appropriate. I'm not sure how many we can get on that trailer. We'll get all 5 or not. I really do like that livestock trailer. This is some more stuff that really should be like base game. Some of the giant stuff is like really big and not as run down, and I don't know. That's where our modders come in, I guess. Yeah, so our trigger for that, I think it's on the right side of the feeding trough? Or was it the left side? I think it's the right side. I guess as long as we're close, it should be alright. We drop down the back. Make it realistic. Okay, yeah, it is the left side. We'll drop her down without banging into the fence. Okay, there we go. So yeah, we got 25 months. And we have 5. Can we run them all in the trailer? No, we only can do 4. So we got to make a special trip for 1. I feel like we should try to... 22. Well, we could just keep them for a couple months. 25. Yeah, we're talking $200 yet that we're going to get on these 22 months. So it's definitely pays to wait for sure. Yeah, let's move those to the trailer. And then I think we'll wait till these are right. There's no point in making a trip for one pig. We'll see how we'll also get to see if it starts decreasing drastically. How do they look? Kind of crammed. Sorry guys, it's the way it goes. Yeah, so we're gonna have to run down to the animal dealer. We'll get these taken care of. We'll see what we get for total profits. We actually make a pretty good profit with the sell extra animals, but that's a mod as well, and we gotta start selling some of our pigs, you know? Can't just keep them there. Do it the right way. Okay, we have arrived. We should actually went the back roads instead of the main road. So I think, yeah, we gotta go into the front area. The side areas for bales. I actually kept the trigger here too. Even with the triggers off. Okay, so off. There we go, 4 of them. 10 grand. Off you go. Bam. Perfect. Okay, we'll get back to the farm. And then we will advance, and I think we're going to have to, like I said, we got to top up the chickens. Probably some water for the pigs. As we're walking through, or driving through here, remember we had the previous episode, we did have the tornado come through, the twister. You can see the broken branches. We'll always be scarred here, remembering that's where it went. We had 3 twisters in, well, like almost one day. I guess the other one was technically the next day, but we definitely had 2 in one day. I didn't even think that was possible in the game, but it was. I don't know if they could have 2 at the same time. There were definitely 2 in the same month. That was crazy. I think if I stayed at the right level, a little more swing room when we back up. I think that was causing an issue trying to get up against the fence. Yeah, that's how it's done. Excellent. So let's see, we're going to be... we could probably use the other tractors. We should actually look at possibly trading in those 2 vintage tractors we have. I really like that A tractor though. So we can get our next tractor. It's time to advance a little bit. We also wanted to get a different mulcher and roller. I did find a good one on the mod hub. If we take a quick look, yeah, right here, this one, it is, what does that cost? 13,000. Obviously it doesn't pay to buy it till we need it, but this one can actually switch. We can configure it from a mulcher to a roller. So we could do both with that. It's 7,000 to add the rollers on. But we can find the perfect length right now. It's 4.5. We could go to, I mean, there's 5, there's 6, 7. We definitely don't need to go the big way. But maybe that one or this one? 5 or 6? Definitely a big cost going to that one, but if we kept that one. Got a nice small footprint too, which I really like. So I think this is what we'll be looking at. Again, it doesn't pay to get that until we need it because it could come up in the sales. But I think that'll be one of our upgrades. And what else were we looking at? I would like to get a baler that we could feed twine in because it would just be more realistic. And I think the sooner we start on that, the better as well. Yeah, round baler. Yeah, we'll stick with the round ones on this series. I mean, I think these all take consumables. I mean, I'm not absolutely sure. Obviously, this one's got the wrap. I think this John Deere takes the wrap too. It doesn't show it on the icon down here, though, which is kind of weird. But I guess if they show the net, yeah, these show the net. Yeah, it's just that mod one doesn't. We should look at upgrading so we can have a consumable net to have to fill up. Obviously the Go Wheel's the cheapest. This one is, let's see, is it there a baler where you don't have to stop and it keeps going? I don't think that's this one. 100 horse, 100, 120. Yeah, these are actually 120 horse for that. I guess we'll eventually, I mean, our tractor can handle it for sure. Yeah, I might see if there's a fast baler, because that wouldn't be a bad idea to have, especially when we're, I guess it says fast baler, so yeah, none of these are it. I'll have to look. But yeah, definitely want to get the baler upgraded, and then I guess for as far as a tractor, we want to replace those other two with I kind of do want to still get that case one. This guy here, this Farmall, that's 95 horse, so it wouldn't quite be able to, well, it should be able to handle a 100 horse baler. It's only 5 off. Okay, so I think we're going to advance. We'll see if anything's happening in July 2nd. If not, we'll go to August. Good morning. $600 sold for pigs. Property income, $480. We're definitely beating the property maintenance now. It was a great idea in the previous episode. We put up another wind generator. So we're definitely not dealing with the maintenance costs, which is awesome. Looks like our wheat is ready to go. Let's take a look at our task list. So yeah, alright, we have to feed our chickens, and then yeah, harvest wheat. Water's still good for the cows. Pigs need water, so that didn't come up on the task list. Husbandry conditions. Oh, that's right, you can't add that. There was only... Yeah, there's only pig pat. Yeah, they did. I guess we can't do that. That's why I didn't add it. Okay. Well, it is what it is. Let's get them topped up with water, and then we will top up the cows as well, since we got the water tank out. Usually it's the opposite way. The cows run out of water first, and then the pigs last longer. Yeah, we're definitely going to sell this tractor though. Maybe we'll do that in the next episode. We'll kind of plan on probably getting a new tractor. I almost hate to do it, like I said, because I want to get a baler, but we could probably actually invest in both. I'll just jump on the mod hub real quick and take a look and see if that fast baler's on there, and see if that would be a good way to go or not. It's more about making sure that we start using some net, make it more realistic. Alright, they are topped up. Yeah, we'll get the chickens topped up with food. And then we'll get on to our harvest. Yeah, this tractor did us well. But we will have to say, I think with the next episode we're going to say goodbye to it. Time has come. I'm still, like I said, I'm still debating whether or not to keep the A tractor. I really do like it, but to see how tall that other International would be. I think I'm just gonna leave this tractor outside too. At this point, it's just a little bit of rust. Although we gotta get through here with the skid steer. I'll just back it up over here. Alright. We'll grab the skid steer, get the chicken feed put in. I think we still had a partial bag left. Was in the way. Oh, maybe not. Maybe we did use the whole bag up. Be nice once we get rid of these and we'll go to the other liftable pallets, or bags I should say. There we go. They took it all. Should we do another or not? No, it's pretty full. Perfect. Let's see, we're probably going to need this to pick bales up. Let's just leave it right here. But at this time we get on to the harvest. What does our percentage look like? Expected yield 115%. Not terrible. There's some bad areas, but it is what it is. We got to get the header switched on our combine because we have the corn picker on there. I think we should be able to just back straight out. Let's see how it goes here. Out slamming into everything. I wish it had mirrors on her. Yeah, I don't know how much, if we can upgrade our harvester at all. Or if it's even worth upgrading. Yeah, we're gonna have to peek out here. It's a very tight area. And if we're not gonna have like a bigger header width, which we can't get a bigger header width in this barn, this shed, we might just stick with this one for the entire series. Alright. So yeah, we're gonna do swath drop. So it should drop it. So let's get in a straight line if we can. What happens if we go to 4 headlands, is it? That might work better yet. 4 headlands and just one down the middle. We'll give that a shot. Okay, so we should be dropping, and we are. We'll see if it all fits on the combine or not. Actually, it might fill up pretty quickly. We'll have to grab the wagon then. Yeah, it's probably... Yeah, this is a good harvest. Last row here. That was a very good harvest. Actually, almost 2 combines worth. So very good indeed. There we go. Hit the right switch there. We'll get this piped out. I don't know if it's all going to get on the trailer. I think it'll be kind of close. I guess what does that hold? 5? It might. I hope it goes. Excellent. We could use that for the chickens, but I think I really want to stick with the bags for the chickens because I want to use that mod as well. And they really don't take that much, so, you know, especially with the liftable pallet, we'll probably put a, you know, a couple stacks in and then you're good, and it would actually be pretty convenient to do that. Let's see, we have planting crop. We got sunflowers and corn coming up, so we could probably put the other header back on the combine here. So that's ready to go. Shouldn't be too much longer. Yeah, it definitely feels a lot bigger in here than... There's actually plenty of clearance except for this entryway door here, but... Yeah, there we go. Very tight, but... Ooh, look at that, we slammed the tedder, I didn't even see it. Gotta watch the blind spots. I guess if we gotta move that tedder, we'll just leave it here. It looks like it's tipped over on us. Let's just flip it back. There we go. I think we only used that once. Because we haven't really needed to make hay, which is very nice with the pasture here, the meadow grass. They hardly eat much as far as our hay. Yeah, I was trying to think if we need to rake this. I think we can get by. We'll just grab the baler, and then we'll get on that. Again, it will be nice to upgrade the baler, but we'll do one more round. Depends on what comes in the sales, and like I said, I want to go on the mod hub and see what there's to offer. If we could maybe get a fast baler, it might be a lot better, and we don't have to stop. Whoa! That's a heavy load. Yeah, we might have to say goodbye to this tractor, too. There's no sense in having it around if we get a different... If we get that case. Yeah, it's definitely struggling here a little bit. It served its purpose, that's for sure. I still think we got dump on left side. Yep. Perfect. We'll see when this is gonna sell, how much we're gonna get for it. And it looks like... Oh, and we can't. That's right. Our chicken bags are showing up as wheat as well, because it is wheat in those bags. So it's giving us that total, so we don't really know. But it will sell to the grain mill right now in January. I guess whatever we get is what we get. Let's see, did our pigs decrease yet? No, they didn't. So yeah, we're at 26 months, 2,500. And they haven't decreased yet. We'll sell the other batch next month. And then we'll come back and get the last two, because there's going to be another extra lot. It would have been nice if we had an even 4. Oh, I should have drove the other way. Yeah, I can't back 4-wheel wagons up. Not at all. I think it works better if we do base the hook up this way. Oh, I should have took that wider. Not too bad. Alright. We probably should... Let's unhook this. And then we'll set it over here, because I think we're going to sell both of these very soon. Maybe the next episode. Let's grab the Volvo. And we'll get to baling. We'll reset the counter. Hopefully it's not too much. We can just run them individually back to the shed instead of loading them up on the wagon. But if it's a lot, then we're probably going to want to grab the wagon. We could really only expand so far. We are going to keep the building, so we can't go too crazy. Let's reset the counter. Alt X. Here we go. It's kind of nice because once we start plateauing a little bit, we'll start banking up the money that we do get. And then we're going to go into the next series and we're going to use that money to get a jump start. This one might... We're actually probably going to get a grass bale out of this because it's mostly grass. Oh no, it actually switched. That's something that must have changed. Because I believe it was whatever you had more of, you would get, but... Okay. Let's do... automatic drop. $3,000 liters. And we'll have to mulch this. I don't know what we're going to put in this field next. I do want to, like I said, burn up that fertilizer. And it's going to take a little while, I think, to do that. But I don't want to bore everybody with the same crops over and over either, just to use up the fertilizer. We could use the fertilizer spreader instead of our manure and slurry. That's probably not a bad idea. Then we'll have to do that. So we ended up with 5 bales. Straw is pretty light, so you can do 2 at a time. It doesn't... I mean, it is a little tippy, but it's not like crazy like it was with the grass or, heaven forbid, silage. It is really heavy. Try to do a somewhat decent job stacking these this time in the shed, because I think we'll put it off for a couple of years or something, or a year at least. Yeah, it's kind of tricky to get these to cooperate too. Maybe we should just keep stacking them like this. They're not bad. Then we could do another row over on the other side when we start filling out. And then we got one left. We could put this one on top, maybe. I guess we'll jump out here quick and check the field state. Again, we'll have to mulch it. Nitrogen, yeah, obviously that's bad. I think we were still good. We're gonna run the... yeah, the pH... I think we'll try to go another year on that. I wanted to get a couple years before we start worried about liming again. We'll get it mulched. We could probably set that off on a worker. Unless we buy the new mulcher. We're at the point where it's like, how do we want to progress here? Because I think we should get the, you know, the new tractor. That's, well, 30 grand unless it comes up in the sales, but usually that's not how it works. And then I want to get that baler because of we should have consumable net. I'm going to go ahead and But we're gonna wrap up the episode here. I'm gonna go on the mod hub and see if that fast baler's on there and see if it has the twine. I'm pretty sure it's on the mod hub. Maybe I actually have it downloaded, I just don't have it turned on. Something I'll have to take a look at, I guess. And then we'll kind of see what our best direction will be on the next episode. I guess it's getting pretty exciting, ain't it? Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.